Right. Let's unlock some serious knowledge today.
Yeah.
Because we're diving deep into Bitcoin wallets.
Right.
Going way beyond just, what they are, why they matter.
Definitely.
We're going to explore all those little nuances that can really empower you when it comes to Bitcoin.
Exactly, because a Bitcoin wallet, it's not just a storage space, right?
Right.
It's really like your gateway, your personal gateway to interact with the whole Bitcoin network.
Okay.
Which is built on this revolutionary technology we call the blockchain.
Okay, so blockchain, we hear that word all the time.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest, it still sounds a little like sci-fi to me.
Aha. I get that.
Can you break it down like I'm 5?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So imagine like a massive digital ledger
Go
that
for
is
that.
open for anyone to see, recording
Yeah.
every single Bitcoin transaction that's ever taken place.
Wow.
That's the blockchain.
Okay.
And every time some Bitcoin changes hands,
Uh-huh.
that transaction gets permanently etched onto this ledger. Permanently.
Permanently, yeah. And what makes it so secure is that it's not stored in one central location.
Got it.
It's distributed across a huge network of computers.
So it's not like a bank is holding all the records.
Right.
It's like a shared responsibility
That's right.
across thousands of computers.
Uh-huh.
That sounds pretty hard to tamper with.
It is. It's very secure.
So how does MY Wallet
Yeah.
fit into all of this?
So your wallet holds the keys,
Okay.
specifically your private keys,
Okay.
that allow you to prove ownership of your Bitcoin
Uh-huh.
and to authorize transactions on the blockchain.
Okay.
Think of it this way. The blockchain is like this vast digital library,
Okay.
and your wallet holds the library card
I like that.
that lets you check out
Right.
or spend your Bitcoin.
Okay. I'm starting to see the connection here.
Yeah,
So let me ask you this.
sure.
If I lose my wallet, do I basically lose all my Bitcoin?
That's precisely why understanding how wallets work.
And how to keep them secure
Yeah.
is so crucial.
High stakes.
Yeah, high stakes.
Okay.
And a big part of that security is understanding this concept of public and private keys.
Okay.
It's a bit like having a bank account
Okay.
with a dual key system.
Right. A dual key system.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Okay, so your public key is like your account number.
Okay.
It's perfectly safe to share with anyone
Right.
who wants to send you Bitcoin.
Got it.
Think of it like sharing your email address.
Okay.
You need it to receive messages,
Right.
but it doesn't give anyone access to your account.
So if someone wants to send me Bitcoin,
Right.
they just need my public key.
That's it.
Easy enough.
Simple.
Okay.
Now, the private key,
Uh-huh.
that's where the real power and responsibility lies.
Okay.
That's like your super secure password, okay?
Got it.
The one you would never share with anyone.
Right.
This is what allows you to actually spend or transfer your Bitcoin.
Got it. Public key for receiving,
Yes.
private key for spending.
Exact.
But this brings up a question.
Yeah.
If I lose that private key,
Uh-oh.
is my Bitcoin gone forever?
You hit the nail on the head.
Oh, no.
Losing your private key is like losing the combination to a safe.
Oh,
The contents are still there,
right.
but you have lost the only way to get to them.
Man.
That's why we say in the Bitcoin world,
Yeah.
not your keys, not your coins.
Okay, not your keys, not your coins.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember that one.
That's a good one.
So we got these powerful keys, but
Yeah.
where do we actually keep them?
Good question.
This is where different types of wallets come in, right?
Exactly, and those different types of wallets are designed to balance security with convenience,
Got it.
offering you options
Yeah.
based on how you use Bitcoin
Right.
and your comfort level
Okay.
with managing those all-important keys.
Makes sense.
We broadly categorize them as
yeah.
hot wallets and cold wallets.
Hot and cold wallets.
Huh.
The name's I'm already interested. What's the difference?
It comes down to whether your keys are stored online or offline.
Oh.
So hot wallets are always connected to the internet, making them very convenient for everyday transactions,
Okay.
like buying something online or sending Bitcoin to a friend.
So for someone like me, just dipping their toes in,
Yeah.
a hot wallet sounds like a good starting point.
It can be, but it's important to be aware of the security implications.
Okay. Yeah.
Being connected to the internet does make hot wallets more vulnerable to hacking attempts.
Yeah, that's fair.
Think of it like leaving your front door unlocked.
Okay.
It's easy to come and go,
Right.
but there's a higher risk that something could go wrong.
Okay, that's a good point.
Right.
So if I'm storing more Bitcoin
Yeah.
or just want that extra peace of mind,
Sure.
what's the alternative?
That's where cold wallets shine.
Okay.
They keep your keys offline, making them significantly more secure.
Got it.
They're like the Fort Knox of the Bitcoin world.
Fort Knox, all right.
Yeah.
I like it.
And the most popular type of cold wallet is a hardware wallet.
Okay.
This is a small physical device, looks a bit like a USB drive,
Okay.
and it stores your keys completely offline,
Right.
away from the dangers of the digital world.
So even if my computer gets hacked,
Yeah,
my phone's stolen,
exactly.
my Bitcoin is safe
Yes,
because those keys are on the separate device.
that's the idea.
Okay, so it adds a whole other layer.
It does, a robust layer of protection.
Got it.
And even within the world of hot and cold wallets,
Mm-hmm.
there's another important distinction.
Okay.
Who actually holds the keys? You or a third party?
Okay, this is getting interesting.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready.
This is where the concept of custodial versus non-custodial wallets comes into play.
Okay, custodial versus non-custodial. Let's
Ah.
unpack that.
Okay, so imagine
Yeah.
you're depositing valuables into a bank.
With a custodial wallet,
Yeah.
you're essentially handing over your keys to a third party,
Okay.
like an exchange to safeguard them.
Got it.
It's convenient,
Yeah.
user-friendly,
Makes sense.
and often the default option for beginners.
Okay. Sounds
Wow.
easy enough.
Right.
But what's the catch?
Well, just like with any centralized system,
Uh-huh.
there's a degree of trust involved.
Okay.
You are relying on that third party
Yep.
to keep your keys safe and secure.
Right. I see that.
And while most reputable exchanges have
Yeah.
very robust security measures in place,
Mm-hmm.
it's important to consider
Yeah.
what happens if they get hacked
Oh.
or something goes wrong on their end.
So there is risk I could lose my Bitcoin,
Yeah.
even if I haven't done anything wrong.
It's a possibility.
Wow. Okay.
It's why that concept,
Yeah.
not your keys, not your coins,
Right.
is so important in the Bitcoin space.
I get it.
It emphasizes the responsibility of self-custody, which is where non-custodial wallets come in.
Ah, so with a non-custodial wallet,
Yes,
I'm the sole guardian of my keys,
that's right.
master of my Bitcoin destiny.
That's it. You got it.
That sounds empowering,
It is.
but also a little daunting.
It can be.
So it's a trade-off between convenience and control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Custodial wallets offer ease of use,
Mhm.
while non-custodial wallets give you ultimate ownership
Got it.
and responsibility.
Okay.
And choosing the right type of wallet depends on your needs,
Makes sense.
your risk tolerance,
Right.
and how you plan to interact with the Bitcoin network.
This is a lot to digest,
I know we've covered a lot.
but it's definitely starting to click for me.
Good, good.
So we've got the basics of the blockchain,
Mhm.
power of public and private keys,
Yep,
distinction between hot and cold wallets,
that's right.
custodial and non-custodial options.
We've covered a lot.
We've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
but there's one more thing.
Yeah,
I want to touch on
go for it.
these seed phrases.
I-
How do those fit into all of this?
Seed phrases are like your backup plan
Okay,
in case you lose access to your wallet.
got it.
It's a list of words that can be used to recover your wallet
Okay,
and regain access to your Bitcoin.
wait, so this seed phrase
Yeah,
is basically like a master password.
that's a good way to put it.
Okay, for my entire Bitcoin world.
Uh-huh.
All right,
It's the ultimate key to your Bitcoin kingdom.
okay, Bitcoin Kingdom, I like it.
Yeah,
But if it's just a string of words,
yeah.
couldn't someone just guess that?
That's where the clever design comes in.
Okay,
A typical seed phrase
Yeah.
consists of 12 or 24 words,
okay.
randomly selected from a list of thousands of words.
Wow,
So the sheer number of possible combinations
right.
makes brute force guessing practically impossible.
So it's like having a password
Yes.
with billions of variations.
It is. It is.
Okay, that's pretty secure.
But just like any powerful tool, right? A seed phrase needs to be handled with care.
Makes sense.
If someone gains access to your seed phrase,
Yeah.
they have complete control over your Bitcoin.
Okay, so what are the golden rules here?
Number 1, never store it digitally.
Okay.
Don't type it into a computer.
Right.
Don't save it in a file.
Got it.
And definitely do not share it online. The whole point
Yeah.
is to keep it completely offline,
Okay.
away from the prying eyes of hackers.
Okay, so no digital copies.
That's rule number 1.
Got it.
Write it down carefully
Okay.
on a piece of paper or use a dedicated metal device
Okay.
that's designed for storing seed freezes.
So old school pen and paper
Yeah,
or high-tech metal plate.
it could be.
It seems like the emphasis is on that physical security.
It is.
Okay.
And just like you keep multiple copies of important documents,
Right.
consider having multiple copies of your seed phrase
Okay.
stored in separate secure locations.
So backups of my backups.
Exactly.
Yeah, got it.
Fireproof safes, safety deposit boxes,
Okay.
Think about those things.
It's all about minimizing
Yes.
that single point of failure because losing my seed phrase
Yes.
is essentially the same
It is.
as losing access to all my Bitcoin.
That's right.
Oh, man.
It's high stakes.
High stakes indeed.
Yeah.
All right, this has been a really good breakdown
I'm glad.
of how these security mechanisms work.
Yeah.
It's not about just trusting a wallet provider blindly.
Right.
It's about knowing what I'm doing
It is. You got to be an active participant.
and protecting myself.
Absolutely.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, and as you go deeper into this world of Bitcoin, you'll discover even more
Yeah.
advanced security measures.
Okay.
Things like multi-signature wallets.
Multi-signature wallet.
Yeah, where multiple parties
Okay.
need to approve transactions.
Interesting.
Cool.
So instead of one key, it's like multiple keys to turn at the same time.
Yeah, that's a great way to think about it.
And I imagine as the Bitcoin ecosystem keeps evolving, yes, we're going to see even more innovations when it comes to security.
Definitely.
That's exciting.
It's a very exciting space.
Okay, cool.
It truly is a paradigm shift.
It is.
And as you continue your Bitcoin journey, remember, knowledge is your most powerful asset.
Knowledge is power.
It is.
I like it.
Stay curious.
Okay.
Keep learning and always prioritize security.
Wise words.
Thank you.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have?
From public and private keys
Uh-huh.
to the different types of wallets
Yes.
and how important those seed phrases are.
Absolutely crucial.
I feel like we've given everyone listening
Yeah.
a really good foundation
I think so too.
for navigating this world.
Uh-huh.
So choosing the right wallet
Yes.
and practicing good security.
It's key.
It's essential.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be back soon to dive even deeper into the world of Bitcoin.
That was it.
Welcome back. I'm ready to get into some of those wallet options.
All right, let's do it.
It sounds like there's a lot to explore.
There is, yeah.
So where do we even begin?
Let's start with software wallets.
Okay,
These are applications you download and install on your computer or your smartphone.
okay, makes sense.
They offer a good balance, I think,
Yeah,
between security and user friendliness.
got it.
And they come in a few different flavors.
Flavors. Okay, now you're speaking my language.
yeah.
I'm all ears.
So first up, we've got desktop wallets.
Okay,
These live on your computer,
right.
offering a decent level of security, especially if you have good computer hygiene.
Okay, yeah,
Strong passwords,
right.
up-to-date antivirus software, that sort of thing.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I'm mainly using Bitcoin on my computer,
Yeah,
a desktop wallet sounds like it would be a good fit.
it could be. Yeah. One of the veterans in the desktop wallet space is Electrum.
Electrum, okay.
It's open source, meaning its code is transparent.
Right, anyone can look at it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's built a really strong reputation for security over the years.
Okay, Electrum.
Mhm.
What other flavors do we have?
Next, we've got mobile wallets. So these are apps designed for your smartphone,
Okay, yeah.
making Bitcoin management on the go really easy.
Right, so if I want to buy a coffee with Bitcoin,
Exactly. Yeah.
I can just use my phone?
Send, receive, it's all there.
Makes sense.
It's at your fingertips.
So what are some of the big names in that space?
Some popular ones are blockchain.com/wallet,
Okay.
BRD, and Edge Wallet.
Okay.
These all have user-friendly interfaces
Yeah.
and a solid range of features.
Got it. Desktop, mobile, anything else in the software wallet family?
We can't forget about web wallets.
Web wallet.
These live online
Okay.
and are accessible from any device
Right.
with an internet connection.
That's convenient.
It is very convenient.
But hold on, didn't we talk about online stuff being vulnerable?
Yes, it's a valid concern.
Is that a problem with these?
It can be.
Okay.
Web wallets do carry a higher risk because they're constantly connected to the internet.
Right. I see.
So choosing a provider with a strong security track record is really important here.
So it's all about balancing that convenience
Yeah.
with the security risk.
It is, that's right.
Okay.
It's a trade-off.
So maybe best for smaller amounts of Bitcoin
It could be, yeah.
or those frequent transactions.
Yeah, it depends on your comfort level, really.
Okay, I got it.
All right.
So that's our software wallet trio.
Yes.
Desktop, mobile, web. For those online options.
Right.
But I don't want to forget about
Yes.
the Fort Knox of wallets.
Right, the cold wallet.
The cold wallets, tell me more about those.
So cold wallets
Yeah.
are really the gold standard for security,
Okay.
especially if you're holding Bitcoin for the long term.
Right.
They offer that peace of mind because your private keys
Right.
are stored offline, away from those digital dangers lurking out there.
Away from the hackers.
Exactly.
All right.
So the most common type of cold wallet
Yeah.
is a hardware wallet.
Okay. Hardware wallet.
Small physical device,
Yeah.
kind of like a USB drive,
Right.
but instead of storing files, it's storing your private keys
Okay.
offline.
So even if my computer gets hacked,
Yeah,
my phone is gone, vanished,
that's right.
my Bitcoin's still safe?
Yes,
Because it's on this separate device.
that's the idea.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It is. It's very secure.
So what are some of the brands I might have heard of?
Ledger and Trezor,
Okay.
two very popular brands.
Ledger and Trezor.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Both highly respected in the space
Got it.
for their security and their user-friendliness.
Okay. Hardware wallets, pretty impressive.
There are a couple other cold wallet options,
Okay.
but they're not as common.
Okay.
One is the paper wallet,
Paper wallet.
where your keys are literally printed on a piece of paper.
Wait, just print it out on a piece of paper?
I know, it sounds simple.
Yeah. How is that secure?
The idea is that because it's completely offline,
Right.
there's no risk of digital attacks.
Okay, but what about
Yeah.
damage to the paper?
That's the thing, you do have to worry about physical security.
Right. So if I spill coffee on
Exactly, yeah. Or if it gets lost or
it,
stolen,
gone.
that's a risk. So,
It's like a high-stakes game of hide and seek
kinda, yeah,
with my Bitcoin.
That's why most people go for those hardware wallets.
Makes sense. It's probably the best of both worlds.
It is a good balance.
Okay.
All right, so
So we've got our software wallets,
yeah,
desktop, mobile, web, online options,
right.
and then hardware and paper
Yep,
for the offline approach.
offline.
It sounds like there's a Bitcoin wallet out there for everyone.
There really is, yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
It's all about matching the wallet type to your specific needs and comfort levels.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But before you run off and make your choice,
Uh-huh.
there are a few things to keep in mind.
Okay, what are the key factors I should be thinking about?
Well, security is always number one.
Of course, yeah.
We've talked about the online versus offline distinction,
Right.
but even within those categories, security features can vary.
So I really need to look into the details.
Yeah, do they offer two-factor authentication,
Okay.
strong password requirements, things like that?
So it's not just the type of wallet,
Yeah,
it's also those extra layers of security.
it is, yeah.
Okay.
Another factor is ease of use.
Right.
If you're new to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
A user-friendly interface is really helpful.
Makes sense. You don't want to get bogged down in the tech stuff.
Right.
Exactly, when
Exactly.
you're just trying to get started.
Also think about what features you need.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you want a wallet that can handle multiple cryptocurrencies, or are you just focusing on Bitcoin?
Right.
Are you interested in things like
Yeah.
multi-signature transactions?
Yeah. Multi-signature transactions. What's that?
It's a security feature that requires multiple people
Oh,
to authorize a transaction.
interesting.
Think of it like a shared bank account,
Okay.
where you need two signatures to withdraw funds.
So for like a business.
Yeah, or for a group of people
Right.
who are managing Bitcoin together.
Okay, that makes sense.
And of course, don't forget to do your research,
Right.
read reviews, see what other users are saying.
Just like any other purchase, I should do my homework.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look for feedback on security, ease of use, customer support, whatever's important to you.
Got it. Those are all good points.
And remember, you're not locked into one wallet forever.
Okay.
You can always move your Bitcoin
Right.
to a different wallet if your needs change.
Okay, good to know.
Or if you find a better option down the road.
It's all about finding the right fit
It is.
for your own personal Bitcoin journey.
That's right.
Okay, I like that.
We've covered a lot of ground today. We have.
When it comes to Bitcoin wallets.
Yeah, I feel like I've gone from
Okay.
total novice to, well, maybe not an expert, but
That's all right.
definitely more informed.
That's the goal.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and we're not done yet.
I'm ready for more.
All right. In the final part of our deep dive,
Okay,
we're going to circle back to those seed phrases.
right.
Talk a little bit more about how different wallets are used
Okay.
in the real world.
Yeah, real world examples, good.
And we'll explore some of the exciting innovations
Okay.
that are happening in Bitcoin security.
This is exciting stuff.
It is very cutting edge.
Okay, cool.
So stick with us.
We'll be right back after a quick break to wrap up our exploration.
Sounds good.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Ready for the final part
Let's do it.
of our Bitcoin wallet deep dive.
Right.
We've covered a lot,
We have.
but I'm really curious to learn more about these seed phrases.
Oh. And how they fit into all this security stuff we've been talking about.
They're very important.
Okay.
Seed phrases are truly the backbone of wallet security,
Right.
particularly with those non-custodial wallets,
Right.
where you're holding your own keys.
Got it.
And remember, those keys are the only way to access your Bitcoin.
Right. Yeah.
So having a backup plan
Makes sense.
is crucial.
So a seed phrase, it's like a safety net
Yeah, you can think of it that way.
in case I lose access to my wallet.
That's right.
But how does, like, a string of words
Mm-hmm.
bring back my Bitcoin?
It's not magic, although it might seem that way.
Right.
A seed phrase is a human, readable
Okay.
representation of your private keys,
Okay.
generated using a specific algorithm.
So it's like a secret code?
Yeah, like a secret code that unlocks your Bitcoin vault.
Okay, but if it's just words,
Yeah.
couldn't someone just guess it?
Not so easy.
Okay.
Typical seed phrases consist of 12 or 24 words,
Right.
and these are randomly selected from a list of thousands of words.
Wow. Okay.
So the number of possible combinations is just astronomical.
So it's basically impossible to guess.
Practically impossible, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Brute force guessing just wouldn't work.
So it's like having a password
Okay.
with billions of variations.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Okay, that's pretty secure.
But just like any powerful tool,
Right.
a seed phrase has to be handled with care.
Makes sense.
Because if someone gets a hold of your seed phrase,
Uh-oh.
they basically have control
Okay.
over your Bitcoin.
So what are the, like, golden rules here?
Number one,
Okay.
never, ever store it digitally.
Got it.
Don't type it into a computer. Don't save it in a file.
Right.
Definitely don't share it online.
Okay.
The whole point is to keep this thing offline,
All right. Totally offline.
away from hackers.
All right. So no digital copies.
That's rule number one.
What's the best way then?
Write it down carefully
Okay.
on a piece of paper, or use a dedicated metal device
Okay.
designed for storing seed phrases.
So old school pen and paper
Yeah,
or high-tech metal plate.
something like that, yeah.
Okay.
But the key is it's offline.
Right. Physical security.
Exactly.
And should I have, like, multiple copies?
That's a good idea. Just like you would keep multiple copies of important documents.
Birth certificate, passport, that kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So have a couple copies of your seed phrase
Got it.
and keep those in separate,
Okay.
secure locations.
So backups of my backup.
Exactly. Fireproof, safe, safety deposit box.
Right.
You know, think about things like that.
Okay, so minimize that single point of failure.
That's right.
Got it.
Because losing access to your seed phrase
Mm-hmm.
is essentially the same as losing your Bitcoin.
Okay, that is important.
It is. It's high stakes.
High stakes indeed.
This whole conversation has been great.
Good. It's really driven home. How important it is to understand this stuff.
You have to understand it.
Yeah.
It's not about blindly trusting some company.
Right.
It's about being in control
Exactly.
of your own Bitcoin.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. And the more you learn about Bitcoin, you'll find there are even more advanced security measures,
Okay, like what?
like multi-signature wallets,
Right.
where multiple people have to approve transactions.
Right, we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's like having multiple keys
It is, yeah, like a joint account.
to unlock a vault.
That's a great way to think about it.
Okay, yeah.
And as Bitcoin continues to evolve,
Uh-huh.
we're just going to see more and more
Okay.
innovative solutions like this.
That's exciting.
It really is a paradigm shift.
It is. It is.
It's changing the way we think about money and finance.
Yeah, for sure.
And as you continue on your Bitcoin journey,
Uh-huh.
remember that knowledge
Yeah.
is your greatest asset.
Knowledge is power.
It is. It
It
is.
is, yeah.
Stay curious, keep learning,
Okay.
and always prioritize security.
Great advice. I think we've covered a ton of ground today
We have.
with these Bitcoin wallets.
Mhm.
From the basics of keys
Yeah,
to the different types of wallets,
right.
the different security measures,
Absolutely.
and how important those seed phrases are.
They're essential.
I feel like everyone listening
Yeah,
has a much better understanding now
I hope so.
of how to navigate the world of Bitcoin.
That's the goal.
So choose the right wallet for you.
Yep,
Practice good security
absolutely.
and enjoy the ride.
It's an exciting space to be in.
It is. It is.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
We'll see you this time.
Sounds good.